This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Happy Hump Day. Thank you for listening. Let's see. All three host countries are out of the World Cup now, even though FIFA was looking like they were trying to help the U.S., taking back that suspension and all, but try as you might, game still has to be played, and Belgium played it better. We also have Taylor Kelsey and Travis Swift getting married at the Garden with the wedding singer officiating. And SZA announced she is on the spectrum. And, hopefully that'll be an inspiration to folks with autism. And Joey Chestnut ate 66 Coney Island hot dogs Saturday, and he's probably still on the toilet today. And it just came out late last week. Canada is joining Australia as the two outsiders in Eurovision next May. I mean, at least both sort of have an inside Euro-colonial connection, if you will. And to top things off, Tilly Norwood is apparently a movie star now. Now, just saying the name, Tilly. Well, maybe fun for South Park lovers to say Timmy. But anyone who's never heard her name could surely be forgiven because they just made her. Tilly Norwood is an AI-generated actor, for those who don't know. She's about to start in her first movie. Oh, star and start. Now, all of this will be interesting to see what the public thinks and if it'll make money because, hey, if people buy in, old Tilly Norwood will have a sequel or two or three with a family, a boo, a boss, a whole neighborhood of bots. And now real-life actors, they have to be worried. And remember, they are because this was a big sticking point in those Hollywood strikes a couple years ago. Oh, they knew Tilly was coming.
My favorite stories of the day.
Journalists are taught never to assume, but yeah, I would think it is safe to assume this Popeyes fast food worker in Montclair, New Jersey, is now a former Popeyes worker. That is, to me, a safe assumption since local cops say this 28-year-old dude settled an argument with a coworker by showing her he had a rifle. Had, because cops say the guy left it behind once he was done with his show and tell, which all went down in the restaurant the Friday before last. It's when police say the two had been arguing all day, and after his shift, they say he came back about an hour later with the rifle wrapped in a sweatshirt. Now, cops say the female coworker he was beefing with did not stick around to see if he was planning on using it or whatever he was planning on doing with it. She ran off, locked herself up somewhere in that Popeyes and called 911. By that time, though, officers say the guy at least had enough sense to do what she did and ran off, but not before leaving the rifle behind in the men's bathroom. Now, Montclair officers pulling up say he jumped in an SUV and sped off as they pulled up, so they tried chasing him, but he got away without his rifle and without any cover of anonymity because they know who he is. He worked there at the Popeyes, so the manager likely had his address and other personal info, meaning my man is on the low right now, maybe sleeping on couches or in abandoned buildings if cops haven't caught him yet. And then there was another runner out of Milwaukee in this case, where WISN ABC 12 is reporting a fight over meatballs and table manners turned into two people shot in the arm, leg, and back of the neck at a wedding reception. Back on June 20th, this when cops tell WISN, all started with a groomsman getting caught eating meatballs with his hands. Now, WISN says court documents show the bride's cousin is the one who caught him and says she told him to use a plate. Now, cops in court documents do not say exactly how she told him this, but whatever words she used might have been some magic ones, at least to him, because officers say the groomsman answered her by punching her. That's when her brother-in-law jumped into this and started fighting. Bam! Gunshots. Cops say one of the groomsman's buddies had a gun and used it, shooting the woman in an arm and leg while shooting a man in the back of the neck. What kind of Harlem Night stuff was going on here? Both needed hospital treatment, but wait, there's more, because cops say the bride walked up and handed them a key fob when officers got there because she said she watched the whole fight through a window, heard the gunshots, then saw a man that she knew walk out the kitchen with a gun. So by the bride's account, she followed him outside, snatched his key fob from him, but then he ran off, left the Cadillac Escalade that cops say is registered to his wife, along with a 9mm gun inside the car, SUV, which cops say the shooter was not legally supposed to have since he's a felon for strangling somebody in 2014. Well, he was also not supposed to have the piece because who shows up to a wedding packing a gun? And what about a wedding makes one think to want to bring one? I guess we now know in this sense. Now, cops not only said he did leave that gun in the riot, but also left an iPhone, an envelope with his name and address on it. Cops say surveillance cameras also caught somebody looking a lot like him, dressed a lot like him, leaving that gun in the SUV. He's in the wind, though, at least as of this past week, but police say he is in trouble. Back in a moment.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can get the Jams Podcast Mix on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and Deezer. Download the podcast for free.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Come on, Bump. I have to recharge.
Strobots are sold absolutely nowhere.
Time for a peaceful moment.
Oh! What happened, sweetie? What happened?
Thank you for joining in this moment.
Your finger is frying with the fish.
Brought to you by the ASMR Network, where every sound is a turn on.
Oh, who's gonna finish cooking?
And now for the world around us.
Police in Mexico have been looking for a Batman vigilante who's been catching suspected motorcycle thieves, beating them up and duct taping them to light posts and scribbling ratero on their faces. Spanish for thief, ratero. The Sun newspaper is among plenty of news sites who picked up on this, which cops say has been happening the past 3 weeks or so in Lagos de Moreno in the state of Jalisco. Jalisco, good for peppers in that estado. They say over a 10-day stretch, cops kept finding these dudes tied up with signs above their heads explaining what Batman says they did. Now, no sightings yet of this vigilante, so can't really say if he's been dressing up like Batman or they're just calling them that, but news outlets also report Batman drew mustaches and cat whiskers on their faces. Now in China, the public purview news site is reporting there's a site called Wangfu. Wangfu, it's a pet sharing site for anyone who wants to rent a dog. This app is up and running or up and pimping out dogs in some of their major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and reportedly only 10 to 60 yuan, which comes out to about $1.50 to $9 for 1 to 2 hour sessions. Paying to walk a dog. Poop scooping kits maybe sold separately. But no, seriously, this is a thing, though, actually, except for the poop scooping kits. But maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should start that. Owners upload pictures and descriptions of their dogs, and people jump on to Wangfu and sign up for times. So anyone who loves a dog but not enough to own, maybe no time or space for one, hey, rent that bitch. Or boy. And it's said to be legit, too. ID verification for owners and users, insurance coverage for the dogs, and real-time location tracking, also part of it. Hey, who said pimping ain't easy? Now to Canada. CTV News Ottawa is reporting the city of Ottawa started putting up these purple-colored posters last week to promote the city's Street Seats pilot program, also called Uncommon Spaces. And the signs, well, they were all in French, Ottawa, and were supposed to read Place Publique, or Place Publique, which translate to public squares. Only problem is whoever printed the posters left out the L in public. So all around Ottawa, these signs were actually reading pubic squares. The head of Ottawa's Centertown Business Improvement Area told CTV they went around and took those posters down immediately, but too late. People in the pubic squares were laughing at that already. In Basel, Switzerland, weekend before last, a bunch of people were yodeling at Switzerland's annual yodeling festival. The Associated Press is reporting Europe's heatwave last month, though, had these yodelers outside doing things like all sitting on the edge of fountains with their feet in the fountain water while singing together, trying to keep as cool as possible, just not looking very cool doing it. And the AP is saying they were in restaurants, too, yodeling, just bursting out in songs, confusing everybody else eating until, by the end of the song, the confusion Turn into them just singing right along with the crowd. And we're not talking 2 or 3 cases of this stuff among a small crowd or something. No, AP is saying there were an estimated 12,000 performers in town for the festival, along with about 200,000 visitors in all for this in Basel. Back in a moment.
Complaint and shove it up your...
A sweet scent. Leg and Hammer Toe's newest best-smelling laundry detergent ever.
Just keep your nose away from my...
Available in stores nowhere.
Oh my God, baby, thanks.
If you want to tone those muscles up for the beach or poolside, have I got the goods for you.
I was just gonna buy a workout kit.
The workout kit. 2 durable, super strong bands guaranteed not to break.
Wait, is this it?
2 bars also guaranteed not to break, which connect to the bars for maximum resistance up to 5 pounds.
I'm being pranked, right?
And 2 all-natural 5-pound stones for upper body workouts. Or split the compact stones in your pockets for a power walk.
A power walk? Some rocks in my pocket? And 2 rubber bands and 2 sticks?
The work.
What's up with what's going down, though?
Yeah, this is sound from video posted to Instagram by somebody with the handle Giddy Lefty TV of the Friday evening storm that blew across North Jersey and NYC. It was recorded in Coney Island, this one was, which basically turned into a sandstorm there on that beach. And hey, kudos to whoever was shooting the video. They were getting blasted by sand in the middle of this windstorm on the beach, but got some great footage. But look, since we're all basically now in this world where whoever wants to be a news reporter can whip out a phone and either live stream or post video of whatever it is, should remember, if in the middle of some shit, stop recording the shit and get out of the shit and then record the shit. Take it from an actual news reporter who has done that dumb shit. And it is us actual broadcasters, TV, and to a lesser extent, radio news reporters that I blame for this. I mean, we've been standing our dumb asses out in the middle of hurricanes and severe flooding for decades, holding on for dear life, telling people the winds are too dangerous, so stay home while we're holding onto a pole, trying not to get swept away. Journalists, we did set a bad example here, so do as I say, not as my dumb ass is done. And not for nothing, but once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, radios would have been on, and most of them would have heard news and weather updates on the radio about the storm on the way. Instead, they're out there looking like Dorothy and Toto instead of tuning in to know what the hell's going on. But hey, it's the world we're in.
Please do subscribe to the audio version of The Goodness Factor with Shelley Wade podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to the video version of the podcast on the YouTube channel, The Goodness Factor with Shelley Wade.
Gold card pays. Wiggy, 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 we can't see whatever happened to your booty, but we still love your flat butt ways and the way your gold card pays.
Come on, Wig, we gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get you home.
Wait.
Come on now.
I'm the notorious Wig, man. I'm the #1 man in the NBA.
NBA? Boy, what are you talking about, NBA?
No booty at all.
You ain't lying about that.
Look at this.
Look at your jeans all down to your ankles and stuff. Sagging, man. Come on, work for that gold card. You wouldn't have no play at all. Because the women say,
And that's all for another Real Pod newscast. Thanks as always for listening. Song credits posted on the show's Facebook page by Saturday, and I updated the show's website too. A little wordier, I do tend to write, but more reflective of what I would exactly say about the show, about me too, since I actually wrote these words now. So hey, please check that out. Have a great hump day, everybody. Back with B-Days tomorrow.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Show enough.